Yes, my vibe with 5 people. After you finish watching this video, make sure you take a look at this.
I love Gabriel's tweet after.
Yeah,
I love that banter. Like you had Toney hammered them last season with his tweet, and then this time, instant message. It was lovely. I love to see it. If I was playing, that's what I'd be on. You know,
is it?
I'd be smoking people on Twitter before
Would
games.
Yeah, I think you'd be getting called into Fergie's office every Monday morning. Right now, welcome back to 5. Stephen Alson, Rio Ferdinand, Joel Bayer. England are playing this weekend. Got Italy and Germany, Nations League games. The squad's been announced. It's an absolute disgrace. Rio, Joel, let's start with Joel, and then I'm going to weigh in because I've got things to say.
What's the disgrace then?
You start.
Go on, I want to hear you. Yeah. Forget that. You've gone all in. I want to hear it.
For the starters, Luke Shaw, who hasn't won a game of football this season, and Harry Maguire, who's been absolutely diabolical. And that's me trying to stats. Go on. I'm trying to be polite here, right? Yeah. Absolutely diabolical. First names on the team sheet, right? Bosh, get in there. Come on down. St George's Park. Got an ensuite with a forest view for you. Come and get the keys from reception. Absolute piss take. How Chris Smalling, who's been absolutely smashing it in Italy, has he changed his number or something and been like, can't get a signal in here where I am. How's he not getting called up? For starters, how's Calvin Phillips getting a call up when a guy doesn't even play? That is true.
Disgrace.
How's Jack Grealish getting a call up? I think he had 1 start prior to the weekend.
Yeah, but still, he's been playing though. At least he's been playing.
Jason Sanchez, a.k.a. Jaden Sancho, what's he got to do to get a call up? Marcus Rashford, a little bit of an injury, but if you're talking about on goals and contributions so far,
he deserves to be in it.
Probably deserves to be in it.
Yeah.
Absolute
ahead of Bowen.
Disgrace.
Sure.
Disgrace.
Ahead of who?
Bowen.
I'm going to get the rest of the squad up actually while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, no, it's true. You know what? I actually agree with what Steve's saying, to be honest with you. Sure, Maguire being in there is an absolute...
He can never come out ever again and say that I pick players based on...
And we hold him to that, by the way.
Yeah, he's been held to that massively. Yeah. I think that's probably one of the only handful of mistakes he's made in his tenure is he stated that very early, and he's been absolutely held to it. And it's unfortunate, really, that he said that, because it's not reflecting well in the media or the fans when he picks certain players when they're not playing. I said this before. You know what? If you look at it, if you're in the team, in the squad, and you get one player that comes in who's been injured or isn't playing, you think, okay, I was in the squads where players came in who was injured, hadn't played a lot of football. Beckham and Rooney, they never hit the heights or the form that they've hit before, in terms of that it's hard to get up and running. Like fitness wise, game sharpness, game ready, very hard to get it going, get any rhythm in the short space of time you've got in a tournament. They could possibly have 3 or 4 of them that are looking to start, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 of them. If I'm a player, I'm concerned. I'm worried. I'm thinking, oh my God, like that. They're not even up to it yet. They're not fit enough. They might have one game. You would run off adrenaline, and all of a sudden you have that dip. Everyone has it. You have that go in. I had it when I had a timeout for a while. You go in, your first game or 2, you're flying, and then woof, energy sapped, legs gone, thinking, whoa, mind's like overriding all information, and tiredness comes in. It's mad. And I just worry in that element for these players.
If you're, for example, a Conor Gallagher, you're looking and you're thinking, I was in the last squad. He was in the team that beat Hungary 4-0 back in June. And you're seeing Calvin Phillips in there. Now, we're not saying Calvin Phillips is not a good player. But how are you feeling? Obviously, you've been...
Joel, let's be real. He picks teams based on where you are in the league or where you finished last season.
No, I think he picks teams based on who's been good to him.
Yeah, I think that as well. Who he's relied upon before and who's produced for him. Yeah. I think he goes with... Because I think there's a lot good about that, but you can't be blind with it.
So what you did 18 months ago is relevant this weekend?
I agree. If you're out of form... I think it's difficult. You can't. That's just what I think about when you're a manager. You surely got to think about it and remember when you played. Nothing changes when you change your shirt colour from an international or a club game.
Are you sure about that?
Well, listen. When you're a club player,
I disagree.
Your confidence does not. You're out of form, and you can't do nothing. And everything you do at the moment isn't working well. And you go away with your England team. Your confidence doesn't automatically go, you know what, I'm back, we're here, we're cool. Same pitch, same round ball, 11 players.
I disagree in general, not because I've played professional football like you, but because if you look at Paul Pogba, the player at Man United was never the player for France. Never.
You got to remember that.
And that's my one example. I'm not saying there's more examples, but
I'm sure you could. Very good example, but he's playing in the World Cup winning team.
But still, he is the main man there. He's one of the main men there.
And also,
you're looking at Paul Pogba for France, and he's every game. He's top three.
He's a very, very unique example. The reason why I give you, because his style of football suits the slower game. He showed that in Italy, and he's shown that when he came to the Premier League, he hit them heights.
That's like Gareth Southgate saying, "Oh yeah, we hear that Maguire hasn't been playing good, but that's because he plays better in a 3."
Also, by the way, I will say, it's the same. Can I just say another thing?
Yeah.
He's probably the only player that wasn't performing at his club level to the levels that you expect. I'm talking the thing that with me with this situation is there's 3 or 4 that could potentially go into the England team and are doing this. That's when I worry.
Only 3 or 4.
Go on then. How many?
Trent.
Bowen.
Yeah.
Bowen. Sterling.
Nah, Sterling's been banging.
Right.
Yeah,
Chilwell.
He's been okay. He's been okay.
Phillips, Shaw, Maguire.
Shaw, Maguire. Okay, maybe 4 or 5.
It's more than I would want in my squad when I'm playing. I'll be honest. That's more.
Connor Cody.
He's hit a bit of form now. He's gone back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the bar's so low. The bar is. Hey, do you know what? He wasn't bad this weekend. Like, all right, great. Yeah, pick him. This is
talks about the depth.
This is the best of England.
But it shows you the depth is different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Their starting 11, I think, is like
good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Flip it. Who's on fire that needs to be in there? Kane, Toney,
Saka.
Kane, Toney, Stones, Trippier.
Probably about it, really.
Reece James.
Bellingham, maybe.
Tomori.
Bellingham.
Eric Dyer's playing well for Spurs.
He is.
Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
Foden's playing well.
Yeah, but you can't drop everyone. You can't just,
Listen.
Sometimes it is what it is.
Now you want them in form anyway.
For in a month's time.
By the time the Gold Cup comes
but
around.
That's soon,
So you're picking players that are, put it this way, unless there's injuries, Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire are going to play more this weekend than they will for Manchester United.
This tells me that the depth of players isn't as strong.
So where's Chris Smalling?
I agree.
Where's Jadon Sancho?
Jadon Sancho, I said this the other day as well. I keep saying that, but I do talk about football a lot, so I have to say it. But I said it the other day that he's probably sitting there thinking, what more do I have to do?
It's mad, isn't it?
He didn't like him when he was
He didn't like him when he was at Dortmund.
He didn't like him when he was on fire. So he must be sitting there thinking, that's the problem now with Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
There's going to be a mental block. He's going to have to work hard.
He's ringing experts going, you realise Gareth Southgate?
But he's going to have to, what's it called though? Well, if he got in the squad now, Gareth Southgate's going to have to do a lot of rebuilding mentally with him, because he'll be sitting there going, don't fancy me anyway. I'll force him to put me in here, but he ain't going to play me. Yeah. And when he does play me, he don't really want to play me. They're the faults that will go for his head. So players, mentally now, he's the hard one to get back if he ever brings him back in the squad.
I think he'll be sacked by then.
What?
Yeah.
What, by the World Cup he'd be sacked?
No, after.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exclusive here, guys.
Usually you only get 2 tournaments, don't you?
Yeah, I think. We'll see. Anyway, guys, that's what we think. Let us know what you think.
This would be his third one, it? Yeah, this is his
third major tournament. Let us know what you think. Do you like Gareth Southgate as a manager? Do you reckon he picked the right players? Do you agree with Steve, myself, Rio? Let us know. And please make sure you check out all the pieces of content that we've put out this week. We've had 5 formations, exclusives on Acast, Vibe with 5, and many more. I had a chat with Jolin after the Champions League coverage you guys did. And I said, you know what, I think KDB could go down as the best midfielder at one point, on top of Scholes, Gerrard and Lampard. I know they're English, but obviously those other guys, they were there when the Premier League started, the majority of them. But the way he's moving, he said, Jolin was just like, it's Gerrard still for him. But he said KDB could be close.